Great, so you're going to take us through the history?
So this is a little timeline, starting back in 1985 when David Honan purchased the land here.
And for someone who doesn't know, who is David Honan?
So David Honan was the owner of Cape Mentelle Winery in Margaret River, West Australia, and he was most well known for winning the Jimmy Watson Trophy in Australia for his beautiful red wines, and he really wanted to create a great white wine, and he figured Marlborough could be the place to do it. People thought he was perhaps a bit crazy in the beginning. New Zealand wasn't known for quality wines at that time, and he had a really clear vision about what he wanted to do with Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc, and he did it, and he took that to the world. So often we do hear people say Cloudy Bay put New Zealand on the world wine map, so really set the bar.
Excellent.
And the standard, and made a sort of like a benchmark for Sauvignon Blanc.
Definitely.
So 85 we did make the first Cloudy Bay Sauvignon Blanc, and that was only sold in Australia.
Uh-huh.
And in 86 we built the winery here, and we took the 1986 Sauvignon Blanc to London, and that's what it says. It took the world by storm. People just were blown away by it and excited by it, and it was extremely hard to get hold of in those early years. 86 was our second wine, the Chardonnay. So that was released in 88. So for the first couple of years we only had the Sauvignon Blanc available in the market. And we've actually been making sparkling wine since 1987. So the first Pelorus vintage released in 1992, but it was made in 87. So that's a method traditional sparkling made just like champagne.
Were there many being made in New Zealand at the time?
At the time, no. So the other one would have been Daniel Lebrun,
Mm-hmm.
which is now #1 family estate. So a Frenchman that makes a lot of the method traditional in Marlborough. We started to work, our first red wines were Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot, but then we realised the climate here was more suited to Pinot Noir, being a cool climate region, and we started experimenting with Pinot Noir, and we're now quite producing some really great Pinot Noir in Marlborough. In 1990, Veuve Clicquot got involved and bought land just near to Renwick, which we call our Widow's Vineyard, where we visited just before. And we also started to play around with a different, a rare kind of expression of Sauvignon Blanc, which we call Tikoko, the Maori name for the bay, Cloudy Bay. And that is a Sauvignon Blanc made in the barrel. So that's something quite different. We will taste that in a moment. We were listed in the Wine Spectator's top 100 wines back in 97 and have been several times since then. And we've also released in 2007 a Mustang Pinot Noir, which we released some years, and it's a little tiny bit of Pinot that we take from a single vineyard in the Southern Valleys.
And that's the one we just visited.
And that's the vineyard we just visited. And in 2010 we produced the first vintage of Tiwahi, which is Central Otago Pinot Noir, released in 2012. And in 2014 we went ahead and bought Northburn Station on the banks of Lake Dunstan, just close to Cromwell in Central Otago, and we now produce 2 Pinot Noirs, Marlborough Pinot Noir and Tiwahi Central Otago Pinot Noir. And we celebrate our 30th anniversary in 2015.
Fabulous. So now it's 33 years.
Yeah, so we keep going, we keep going. The 2018 will be released soon.
Excellent. We're going to go up to your treehouse now, aren't we?
Absolutely, I'll grab the Tiwahi.
And do some wine tasting.